This call is now being recorded.
Okay. So now we'll discuss about the chapter number 8. Name of the chapter is slope and deflection of the beams. Okay. Related to the beams, already we have discussed the three chapters, that is shear force and bending moment diagram for the beams, then bending stresses in the beams and the shear stresses in the beams. So based on this particular beam structure, so all the important things related to the beams we have discussed in the previous three chapters. And once again, this is the chapter number 8, which is based on the beams again, which is related to the slope and the deflection calculation. So what happened? Already we have studied that in the SFD and BMD, if your beam is subjected to the number of loads, maybe it is subjected to the point load, sometimes it is subjected to the UDL, sometimes it is subjected to the UVL, sometimes it is subjected to the couple. So due to that number of loads are applied on the beam, the shear force and bending moment will be developed. So what we are doing, we are calculating the shear force at each and every point. We are calculating the bending moment at each and every point. And then after that, that SF calculation and BM calculation we are representing in the form of diagram. That diagram is called as a shear force diagram and the bending moment diagram. And through this particular diagram, we can easily identify that where is the shear force is maximum, where bending moment is maximum, where shear force is 0, where bending moment is 0. Okay, so this is related to the SFD and BMD. Then again, the two important chapters we have discussed, which is related to the bending stress calculation and the shear stress calculation. If your beam is subjected to the bending moment, at the same time, the beam is subjected to the bending stress also. So by using the bending moment formula, M upon I is equal to sigma upon Y is equal to E upon R. We have calculated the bending moment at each and every point, and it has been observed that the bending moment is maximum at the top side and the bottom side, and it is 0 at the center point. Then next chapter, chapter number 7, shear stress calculation. If beam is subjected to the shear force, it is also subjected to the shear stress. So by using the shear stress formula and by using the shear force value, we have calculated the shear stress at different locations. So we have calculated that bending stresses and the shear stress for the symmetrical I section, unsymmetrical I section, and the T section. And it has been observed that the shear stress is 0 at the top side and the bottom side, but it is maximum at the neutral axis or at the center point. Similarly, if the beam is subjected to the point load, UDL, UVL couple, the bending of the beam is taking place in the downward direction. At the same time, the beam is subjected to the some amount of slope and the beam is subjected to the some amount of deflection. So now in this particular chapter, instead of calculating their shear force, their bending moment, their bending stresses, their shear stresses, here we are calculating or we are discussing all the important things related to the slope calculation and the deflection calculation. If the beam is subjected to the loading, the bending is taking place in the downward direction. But now here we are discussing the things related to the slope and deflection. Okay, just wait. Okay, so now here instead of calculating the bending moment, now here we have to calculate the slope and deflection. Therefore, here we have to make assumption like that if the beam is subjected to the number of loadings and their deflection will be taking place in the downward direction. If the beam is subjected to loading, at the same time the slope is also taking place and the deflection is also taking place. And that how to calculate the slope and how to calculate that particular deflection, that we will discuss in this particular chapter. So now here don't focus on the shear force, don't focus on the bending moment, Don't focus on the bending stress. Don't focus on the shear stress. Only we have to focus that if the beam is subjected to the number of loads, the slope is taking place and the deflection is taking place, and that parameters we have to measure when the beam is subjected to the loading. So what is the content of this particular chapter? Let us see. Unit content, concept and the definition of slope and deflection. So this particular content is very less because yesterday I have sent one modified syllabus. Yesterday I have sent the modified syllabus on your WhatsApp group. So whatever that modified syllabus I have sent, it is applicable for your final examination. So as per that particular modified syllabus, some content is reduced from the chapter number 8. So whatever the numericals are there, that numericals are totally removed from this particular chapter number 8. Only they have kept this much concept, that is concept and definitions and the slope and deflection. So here in this particular chapter, we will discuss all the important things related to the slope and deflection, their important definitions, how to calculate the slope and deflection for the simply supported beam when it is subjected to the point load and UDL, and how to calculate the slope and deflection for the cantilever beam when it is subjected to the point load and the UDL. So here in this particular chapter, once again, we have to study only two types of beam, simply supported beam and the cantilever beam, and only two types of loads, that is point load and the UDL. That means we have to discuss only four standard cases. Which are the four standard cases? Simply supported beam with point load at the center, simply supported beam with UDL on entire span, third, cantilever beam with point load at free end, and cantilever beam with UDL on entire span, and their slope and deflection formula. So as per the 20% reduction, we are going to discuss the concept, definitions. Also, it is not in your syllabus because it is totally removed. Then also I will discuss all the important formulas. If I have to calculate the slope and deflection for the simply supported beam and the cantilever beam, that formulas also we are going to discuss, because that formulas will be asked in the MCQ questions. That formulas will be asked in the MCQ question. Therefore, the formulas also we are going to discuss. We will not solve the problems based on the analytical method and the graphical method. Only we will discuss about the list of the formulas. Okay. So now we'll start with the introduction parts. So what is meant by the slope and what is meant by the deflection and how it is to be taking place. So let us see. So I will draw one structure for the beams. Okay, let us assume that this is the simply supported beam, which is supported at the two ends. So this is supported at point A. Another support is given at point B, and it is subjected to the point load at center. So how much amount of load is applied? This W amount of load is applied. Okay. So this is the simply supported beam, which is supported at the two ends, and one point load is applied at the center point. So what happened? Let us see. This is the beam structure. This is the beam structure. So whatever the center is there, this center point, whatever the center is there, this center point is called as a original axis. This center point is called as a original axis, or it is called as a axis before loading. That means if the load is not applied, the bending of the beam is not taking place. That means this axis is perfectly horizontal. So now what happens if the beam is supported at the two ends and the point load is applied in the downward direction? So what happens? Due to that particular point load applied in the downward direction, so the bending of the beam is taking place in the downward direction. So like this. So bending of the beam is taking place in the downward direction, and you will get one curve. So whatever this bending is taking place, you will get one curve. So this curve is called as a elastic curve. So what that particular curve represents? Bending. But here in this particular chapter, instead of taking the bending word, so here we have to use the two words, slope and the deflection. But in order to understand the concept of the slope and deflection, so here one simply supported beam is there. It is subjected to the point load, and due to this particular point load, at the bottom side, the bending is taking place, and due to that particular bending, you will get one curve. So that curve represents bending of the beam, and that curve is called as a elastic curve. So if the bending is taking place in the downward direction, so that elastic curve, it is also having their own axis. So it is also like this. Whatever the center line you will get, that center line, it is also in the form of elastic curve. That means before loading, the axis is perfectly straight, or the axis is perfectly horizontal. But after loading, if the bending of the beam is taking place in the downward direction, and that bending is represented by the elastic curve, so this horizontal axis is also going to bend in the downward direction. That means according to the elastic curve, the bending of that particular center line, or the bending of this particular original axis, is also taking place. When the beam is very strong, the strength of beam is very strong, at that time the bending will not be taking place in the downward direction. So what is our requirement? The bending should not be taking place. By some amount of bending will be there, because the load is continuously increases, but that bending should not be increased, or it should not be cross their limit, because once the limit of the bending moment it will get crossed, the bending of the beam is taking place, and that beam will get break into the two different portions. Therefore your beam should be strong enough, the strength of the beam should be strong enough, therefore that beam can sustain all the types of shear forces, all the types of bending moments. That means without any breakage, that shear force, or sorry, that beam can sustain the amount of shear force and amount of bending moment. So the strength of beam should be strong enough. But here, as the beam is subjected to the point load, the bending of the beam is taking place in the downward direction. Before loading, the axis is perfectly horizontal. After loading, the bending is taking place in the downward direction. You will get one elastic curve. At the same time, this center line is also going to bend. That means it is also in the form of elastic curve. So now here, if I have to calculate the deflection and the slope of that particular beam, so we are having the simple definition of the deflection. Let us see. Deflection is defined as the distance between elastic curve and the original axis of the beam. Once again I am repeating, it is the vertical distance at any point in the beam. It is the vertical distance at any point in the beam between elastic curve and original axis of the beam. So let us see. This is the center point. So this is the one point on the original axis and another point on the elastic curve. So distance between this original axis and elastic curve, this is called as the deflection. The deflection is represented by the capital Y. So I have measured this particular deflection at the center point. If I will take another point at the left side, so this is the original axis point and perfectly vertical line. This is the point on the elastic curve. So again, this is the Y1. If I will take one more point at the right side, this is the point on the original axis. I will draw the vertical line. You will get one more point on the elastic curve. So this is Y2. That means as per the definition, it is the vertical distance at any point in the beam in between original axis and the elastic curve. म्हणजे ओरिजिनल ऍक्सिस मधलं आणि इलास्टिक कर्व मधलं जे काय डिस्टन्स आहे त्या डिस्टन्सला आपण काय म्हणतो डिफ्लेक्शन ऑफ द बीम. नाउ प्लीज टेल मी द डिफ्लेक्शन इज मॅक्सिमम और मिनिमम ऍट द सेंटर. सेंटर पॉइंट डिफ्लेक्शन मॅक्सिमम असणार आहे का मिनिमम असणार आहे?
मॅक्सिमम.
मॅक्सिमम.
At the center point, the load is applied and the maximum curvature is taking place at the center point. Therefore, the deflection is always maximum at the center. So there are having the two definitions for the deflection. The first definition just now I have told, it is the vertical distance at any point. Why these two words are important? At any point. Any point I can calculate. I can calculate the deflection at the center point. I can calculate at the left side portion. I can calculate at the right side portion. Therefore, I have used the word at any point. So it is the vertical distance between at any point in beam between इलॅस्टिक कर्व वरचा पण कुठला पण पॉइंट आणि ओरिजिनल ऍक्सिस वरचा कुठला पण पॉइंट, पण तो कसा पाहिजे? परफेक्टली व्हर्टिकल पाहिजे. जर असा इन्क्लाइंड जर आपण दाखवला तर हा इन्क्लाइंड लाईन हा तुमचा डिफ्लेक्शन दाखवू शकत नाही. So there is a perfect vertical distance between original axis and the elastic curve. That vertical distance is called as a deflection. So deflection is maximum at the center. Then what about support? What about support? The deflection is maximum, minimum or zero. At the support point, deflection is maximum, minimum or zero. Zero. So please keep in mind, the deflection is always maximum at the center point and the deflection is zero at the support point, and that deflection can be represented. Deflection can be represented either as a capital Y, or it is represented by this delta, or it is represented by this delta. So by any notation, the deflection can be represented. Then second important definition is called as a slope. So one more definition is there for the deflection: vertical distance between axis of beam before loading and axis of beam after loading. So before loading, the axis is perfectly horizontal, which is called as the original axis, and after loading, the axis becomes in the form of elastic curve. म्हणजे इलॅस्टिक कर्वचा जो काय ऍक्सिस असणार आहे तो कुठला ऍक्सिस असणार आहे? डिफ्लेक्टेड ऍक्सिस असणार आहे. आणि ओरिजिनल ऍक्सिस इट इज रिप्रेझेंटेड बाय द हॉरिझॉन्टल ऍक्सिस. सो द डिस्टन्स बिटवीन ऍक्सिस ऑफ बीम बिफोर लोडिंग अँड ऍक्सिस ऑफ बीम आफ्टर लोडिंग. म्हणजे बिफोर लोडिंग हॉरिझॉन्टल ऍक्सिस आहे, आफ्टर लोडिंग इलॅस्टिक कर्व आहे, आणि त्या दोन्ही ऍक्सिस मधलं डिस्टन्स म्हणजेच आपण काय करू सांगू शकतो की देर इज अ डिफ्लेक्शन. अँड अगेन इट इज मॅक्सिमम ऍट द सेंटर पॉइंट अँड इट इज झिरो ऍट द सपोर्ट. देन अनदर डेफिनेशन इज द स्लोप. सो स्लोप इज ऑलवेज इंडिकेटेड बाय द थीटा, और इट इज रिप्रेझेंटेड बाय dy by dx. So maximum times we are using this y for the deflection representation and theta for the slope. So deflection is always measured in mm, meter or centimeter because it is distance, but slope will be measured in the form of theta, means it is measured in terms of angle or radian. So what is the theta? You will get in the form of angle, that is you will get in the form of degree. It is measured in the degree, or sometimes it is measured in the radian. But what is the definition of the slope? So for that purpose, what you have to do? Here you have to draw the tangent line. Here you have to do the, or here you have to draw the tangent line to the elastic curve, which is passes through the point A. So tangent line near to the point A, and another tangent line near to the point B. So this is tangent line near to the point B, and another, this is tangent line near to the point A. So what is the definition? It is defined as the angle between tangent to the elastic curve. Where is the tangent point? Let us see. This is the tangent point at one side, and another side this is the tangent point. So it is the angle between tangent to the elastic curve at that point and original axis. म्हणजे हा जो काय tangent point आहे, ह्या tangent point मधला आणि original axis मधला जो काय angle आहे, त्या angle ला आपण काय म्हणतोय? स्लोप. सो If I will represent at the A side, so this is theta A. Similarly, at another side, another tangent point is there. So the angle between this tangent point and the original axis of the beam is called as a slope, that is theta B. That is theta A is equal to theta B is equal to slope of the beam. So please keep in mind, the slope is always measured in the angle, that is in the form of degree or radian, and the deflection is measured in the form of millimeter, centimeter, or meter. But what is the definition of slope? It is the angle between tangent to the elastic curve. So for that purpose, what I have done, I have drawn one tangent line to the elastic curve, and due to that particular tangent line, I got one tangent point on the elastic curve, and the angle between this tangent point on the elastic curve and ओरिजिनल ऍक्सिस म्हणजे ओरिजिनल ऍक्सिस मधला आणि ह्या टँजंट पॉइंट मधला जो काय अँगल आहे, that particular angle is called as a slope at point A and the slope at point B. But you will get only one tangent. There are no different types of tangents are there. There is only one tangent point on this particular elastic curve. Now please tell me, slope is maximum or minimum at the support, or it is equal to 0. सपोर्ट ला स्लोप हा मॅक्सिमम असणार आहे का 0 असणार आहे? Yes, the slope is maximum at, yes,
0.
Maximum slope is maximum at the support point, and at the center point, what about the slope value? At the center point, what is the slope value? It is maximum or 0? At the center point, slope value is maximum or 0? It is 0 because at the center point there is no any tangent point. Please keep in mind. Yes, correct. At the center point you will not get the tangent point. You will get the tangent point near to the support only. Therefore, please keep in mind the two statement. The deflection is always maximum at the center, but deflection is 0 at the support. And exactly opposite, the slope is maximum near to the support or at the support, but the slope is 0 at the center point. And then what is the definition of slope? It is the angle between tangent to the elastic curve at that point and original axis of the beam. म्हणजे ओरिजिनल ऍक्सिस मधला आणि त्या टँजंट पॉइंट मधला जो काय अँगल तुम्हाला मिळतोय त्याच अँगलला आपण काय म्हणतोय? Slope of the beam. So please keep in mind the definition of the deflection. It is the vertical distance between. It is the vertical distance between axis of beam before loading and axis of beam after loading. म्हणजे दोन्ही ऍक्सिस मधलं डिस्टन्स, एक ऍक्सिस हॉरिझॉन्टल आहे, दुसरा ऍक्सिस कर्वेचर पॉइंट मध्ये, आणि त्या दोन्ही पॉइंट मधलं फक्त वर्टिकल डिस्टन्स जे काय असणार आहे, that distance is called as a deflection of the beam. Therefore, it is measured in centimeter, meter, or mm. But the slope is measured in the angle, and their definition is that angle between original axis and the tangent point. This is very important. जिथं काय तुमची tangent असणार आहे आणि जिथं तो पॉइंट तुम्हाला मिळणार आहे tangent point, त्या tangent point मधलं आणि horizontal axis मधलं distance means it represents the slope of the beam. So this is the basic concept related to the slope and deflection. Up till now, we have calculated the bending moment at point A, bending moment at point B, bending moment at point C. Why bending is taking place? Because the beam is subjected to the loading. Similarly, in this concept also, again the beam is subjected to the loading, no problem. But here, instead of considering the bending concept, here I have taken the elastic curve, and through this particular elastic curve and their axis, I have defined this particular two definitions, that is slope and deflection. Because sometimes, many times we have to calculate the bending moment, many times we have to calculate the bending stress, shear force. In addition to that, sometimes how much amount of beam is deflected in the downward direction due to the loading. Because bending moment is the another parameter. It is calculated in Newton meter or Newton mm. but the deflection is calculated in mm. So that distance also we have to calculate. Therefore, we have to measure the deflection of beam, and in addition to that, we have to calculate the slope in the form of angle. Therefore, in addition to the shear force, bending moment, bending stress, shear stress calculation, the slope and deflection calculation, it also plays very important role. So please keep in mind this particular two definitions. That definitions I have mentioned in the notes. Also, I have explained all those particular definitions through this particular figures. Okay, so this is related to the introduction part, that is concept of the slope and deflection and how it is to be represented on this particular type of beam. Okay, so now what are the definitions I have explained just now? That is deflection of beam. It is defined as the vertical distance at any point at any point in the beam. म्हणजे कुठल्या पण पॉइंटला तुम्ही डिफ्लेक्शन काढू शकता. फक्त सेंटरला डिफ्लेक्शन काय असणार आहे? 0 असणार आहे. आणि त्या सेंटर पॉइंटच्या लेफ्ट साइडला डिफ्लेक्शन सपोर्ट कडे काय होणार आहे? कमी होत जाणार आहे. And at the support point the deflection is totally equal to 0. Therefore, it is the vertical distance at any point in between elastic curve and original axis of beam is called as a deflection of the beam. And the second definition is also represented vertical distance between axis of beam before loading, that is horizontal axis, and axis of beam after loading, that means axis of elastic curve. म्हणजे elastic curve चा axis आणि horizontal original axis ह्या दोन्हीतला distance म्हणजे तुमचं काय असणार आहे? Deflection असणार. And that deflection is denoted by the capital Y, or it is represented by delta, or it is represented by this delta. So this is the deflection of the beam. Then slope of the beam. Again, the definition also I have explained. What is the definition? It is defined as the angle between tangent to the elastic curve at that point. So due to that particular tangent line I have drawn to that particular elastic curve. So at that we will get one point. That point is called as a tangent point, and the angle between that tangent point and original axis of beam is called as a slope of the beam, and it is measured in the form of angle, or maybe it is measured in the form of degree or the radian. And that slope of the beam is represented by the theta, or it is represented by the dy by dx. But maximum times the deflection is represented by the capital Y, and the slope is represented by the capital theta. So this is about the important definitions related to the slope and the deflections. Now I have explained. So here in this particular chapter we have to study only two types of beam. One is the simply supported beam and another is the cantilever beam. So in case of a simply supported beam, where slope is maximum, where deflection is maximum, and where slope is 0 and where deflection is 0, that we are going to discuss. Similarly, in case of a cantilever beam, where slope is 0, where slope is maximum, similarly where deflection is maximum and where slope is maximum, that we are going to discuss. And we are having only two types of beams and only two types of forces. That is, beam is subjected to the point load and the beam is subjected to the UD. So now we'll discuss about the simply supported beam. So one figure is represented in front of you. So that is one simply supported beam is there. It is supported at point A and at point B. And it is subjected to the W amount of point load at the center point C. So at the center point is represented by the capital C. So due to this particular load applied, the bending is taking place in the downward direction, and at the bottom side, one elastic curve is represented in the form of dotted line. So that elastic curve represents the bending of the beam is taking place in the downward direction. And at the center point, the maximum deflection is taking place. So that deflection is represented by the capital YC. So what that YC represents? What that particular YC represents? The deflection at point C, and it is maximum at the center point. Similarly, near to the point A and near to the point B, I have drawn the tangent line. You can see this one inclined line is there. So this is the inclined line, and one more inclined line is represented at point A. And due to this particular inclined line, or due to this particular tangent line, you will get one tangent point at the left side and one more tangent point at the right side. Why the tangent points are generated? Because I have drawn one tangent line to the elastic curve, and due to that I got this particular tangent point. And the angle between this particular tangent point and the original axis म्हणजे AB perfectly straight, त्या original axis मधला आणि ह्या tangent point मधला जो काय angle आहे, that angle is called as a slope. Therefore at left side the angle is represented by theta A, which is called as a slope at point A, and at the right side the theta B represents the slope at point B. But in case of a simply supported beam, the deflection is always zero at the support. Let us see, at the support points the deflection is always zero, but it is maximum at the center point. Please keep in mind, based on this statement 101%, again MCQ question will be there in the where slope is zero, where slope is maximum, where deflection is zero, where deflection is maximum. That we have to identify by using the type of beams. So first I'm discussing about the simply supported beam. So for the simply supported beam, at the support point the deflection is zero, and at the center point deflection is maximum, and it is represented by using the above figure. And what is the second statement? At the supports, the slope is always maximum. I am telling about only simply supported beam. In case of a simply supported beam, the slope is maximum at the support, and at the center point it is equal to 0. And theta A is equal to theta B. Why theta is equal to theta B? Because point load is applied exactly at the center. Therefore, whatever the slope will be generated at the point A, same amount of slope will be generated at the point B. Therefore, please keep in mind, the slope is maximum at the support point and it is totally equal to 0 at the center point. And exactly opposite, deflection is maximum at the center point and deflection is 0 at the support point. And through this particular figure also, we can easily identify that where slope is maximum, where slope is 0, where bending moment, where deflection is maximum, where deflection is 0. So please keep this particular statement in your mind. It is need not required to read. Through this particular figure also, you have to keep this particular all the concepts in your mind, because based on this MCQ question will be there. Then cantilever beam, second type of beam. So what is the construction of the cantilever beam? One end is fixed and another end is free. So you can see here the cantilever beam is represented by the AB. AB is the cantilever beam. The point A is fixed here, and at another side point B is there, and at this particular point B the point load is applied at the free end. The point load is applied at the free end. So due to this particular point load is applied at the free end, the bending of the beam is taking place in the downward direction, and that bending is represented by the elastic curve. So you can see here in the figure. So whatever this particular curve is there, which is taking place in the downward direction, so that curve is called as a elastic curve. So why it is taking place? Because the point load is applied at the free end. So original axis is perfectly horizontal. Then you will get the deflected axis in the downward direction, and according to this particular figure here, the deflection is maximum at the free end. So the free end point is B. So what are deflection? I have calculated YB. So that YB is also called as a Ymax. Therefore, in case of a cantilever beam, the deflection is maximum at free end and deflection is 0 at the fixed point or the fixed end. Similarly, for the slope, what I have done, I have drawn one tangent line. So here you can see one tangent line. I have drawn tangent line to the elastic curve, and due to this particular tangent line, I got one tangent point on the elastic curve, and that tangent point is available near to the free end only. And the angle between this particular tangent point and the original axis is called as a slope of the beam. Therefore, theta B is equal to theta max. Theta B is equal to theta max means In case of a cantilever beam, both slope and deflection are maximum at the free end, but both slope and deflections are zero at the fixed end. Please keep this particular statement in your mind. In case of a cantilever beam, slope and deflection, both quantities are maximum at free end, which is shown in the above figure. बघा दोन्ही फिगर दोन्ही वरच्या फिगर मध्ये पॉइंट बी लाच स्लोप पण मॅक्सिमम आहे आणि पॉइंट बी लाच डिफ्लेक्शन पण मॅक्सिमम आहे. बट ऍट द फिक्स्ड सपोर्ट, इफ यू लुक ऍट टू द पॉइंट ए फिक्स्ड सपोर्ट, at this particular point both slope and deflections are always equal to 0. So these statements are very important in order to attempt the MCQ based questions. So in case of a simply supported beam, deflection is maximum at the center, deflection is 0 at the support. In case of a simply supported beam, slope is maximum at the support, slope is 0 at the center point. But in case of a cantilever beam, both the quantities are maximum at the free end. Means slope and deflections are maximum at the free end, and both the quantities, that is slope and deflections, are 0 at the support point or at the fixed point. So this is related to the simply supported and the cantilever beam. If I will change the type of load, simply supported beam subjected to the UDL and the cantilever beam subjected to the UDL, there is no any change in the slope and deflection. कुठला जरी load apply झाला, even it is point load and even it is UDL, their concepts will remain same. जर ह्या कॅन्टिलिव्हर बीम जरी UDL जरी अप्लाय झाला तरी पण स्लोप आणि डिफ्लेक्शन हे फ्री एंडलाच मॅक्सिमम असणार आहे आणि स्लोप अँड डिफ्लेक्शन हे त्याच्या सपोर्ट पॉइंटला किंवा फिक्स्ड सपोर्टला काय असणार आहे तर 0 असणार. Okay, so these are the very, very important statements to attempt the MCQ questions and to understand the concepts of the slope and deflection for the simply supported and the cantilever beam. Okay, so this is related to the slope and deflection. And now the slope and deflection formulae for the simply supported beam. So this is very important. So because these formulas are asked in your MCQ questions, 101%, please keep in mind. So we are having only 4 standard cases. Out of that, for the simply supported beam, what is the case number 1? Let us see. The first column represents the serial number, second column represents the type of beam, third column represents the slope formula, and the fourth column represents the deflection formula. So what is the case number 1? Simply supported beam with midpoint load. So the figure I have drawn here, one simply supported beam is there, that is AB, and the point load is applied at the point C. What is the slope formula? Standard formula is available. This is the total standard formula. This formula is obtained from the derivation part. But now this derivation is not applicable for you. Directly, I am giving the list of the formulas. So you have to remind this particular formula and accordingly you have to choose the correct answer. So what is the formula? Theta is equal to WL square upon 16 EI. So this W represents the point load, L represents the length of the beam, 16 is the constant parameter, E represents the Young's modulus of the beam material, and I represents the moment of inertia. What is the deflection formula for the simply supported beam with point load? WL cube upon 48 EI. So this is the case number 1. Case number 2, simply supported beam with UDL on entire span. So the figure is given. Simply supported beam AB is there and it is subjected to the UDL W on entire span. What is the slope formula? Theta is equal to WL cube upon 24 EI. Changes बघा कुठे कुठे आहेत. W it will remain same. फक्त L square is there, L cube is there at the bottom side. 24 EI is there, 16 EI is there, like that. Then what is the deflection formula? 5 WL raised to 4 upon 384 EI. So these are the 4 formulas for the simply supported beam where it is subjected to the point load and the UDL. Okay. Then next, slope and deflection formulae for the cantilever beam. Again, case number 3, cantilever beam with point load at the free end. This is the standard case. So cantilever beam figure is given. This is point A, which is fixed at point B. The point load is applied. So what is the slope formula? WL square upon 2 EI. And what is the deflection formula? WL cube upon 3EI. Slope is represented by the theta and deflection is represented by capital Y. And the last case, case number 4, cantilever beam with UDL on entire span. So the figure is also given. Point A is there, point B is there, subjected to the UDL W on entire span. The slope formula is given, W L cube upon 6EI and Y W L raised to 4 upon 8EI. So these are the total 8 formulas which you have to keep in your mind, because based on this also the MCQ question will be asked. Following formula represents, or what is the slope formula for the cantilever beam subjected to the UDL? Like the statement will be given and the 4 options will be given. Out of that 4 options, what is the slope formula for the cantilever beam with UDL? WL cube upon 6EI. So this formula should be at your tip of tongue, then and then only you will give the correct answer. So please keep in mind, for this particular chapter only 2 things are very important. So whatever the statements I have given in the previous slides, that is where slope is maximum, where slope is 0, and where deflection is maximum and where is deflection is 0 for the simply supported beam and the cantilever beam, that statements, definitions of the slope and deflections, and this formulate for the simply supported and the cantilever beam. So you are having only 4 standard cases: simply supported beam with point load, simply supported beam with UDL. We are having the 4 formulas, and for the cantilever beam with point load at free end, and cantilever beam with UDL on entire span. So these 8 formulas should be at your tip of tongue. Then immediately you can give the correct option for the respective slope and for the respective deflection formula. So this is related to the slope and deflection formula for the simply supported and the cantilever beam. Okay, so up to this only you are having the syllabus, that is up to the cantilever beam. But this formulas also I have given you for your understanding purpose, because many times if MCQ question will be asked in the examination, at that time you are unable to give the correct answer. What is the slope formula and what is the deflection formula? So please keep in mind, these 8 formulas are also very, very important for your MCQ examinations. So I have represented, I have given this particular formulas in your scanned notes also. I will share that particular notes for your study purpose. Okay, so up to this, the syllabus is given for this particular chapter number 8, that is concept of the slope and deflection, their definition, and in addition to that, I have given all the slope formulas and all the deflection formulas for the simply supported and the cantilever beam, which are subjected to the point load and the UDL. Okay, so with this, we have finished this particular chapter number 8 also. In the previous syllabus, the numericals are also there, but as per the 20% reduction, some content, some syllabus is totally removed from this particular chapter number 8. So whatever the syllabus I have covered in this particular lecture, only that syllabus is applicable for your examinations. And that syllabus copy also I have sent yesterday on your WhatsApp group. Okay, so with this, today we will stop here, and we have finished this particular chapter number 8 also, which is related to the concept, definitions, all the important formulas related to the slope and deflection of the beam. Okay, so with this we have finished this particular chapter number 8.